Hey everybody, it's Paul here from Ballistic Blood Bullets, back with a ballistic bang. Not comic book style, but fictional style, and the fictional style of Sherlock Holmes. And this is the latest Sherlock Holmes movie in the big blockbuster franchise, starring of course Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Robert Downey Jr. of course is Sherlock Holmes, and Jude Law is his companion, Dr. Watson. Now this is the Steelbook edition, and this one comes from HMV, but I believe it is not exclusive to them, but it is a general release Blu-ray Steelbook edition, and a very fine looking one it is as well. And you can hopefully pick up here from the nice matte finish sheen of the front cover art. Very smooth indeed, and of course we have our lead hero looking rather like he's in gangster mode, but Sherlock Holmes is of course Robert Downey Jr. Always cool to see Robert Downey Jr. Love his more recent films, and so pleased that he's become very, very successful at the box office. Here we have the spine, and of course a Warner Brothers release. Very, very simplistically done, but very, very nicely done as well. And here we have the reverse, and on the back of the steelbook we of course have Jude Law. As I say, he is Dr. Holmes, or unless you want to get it spot on, he is Dr. Watson, not Dr. Holmes. And I think we have in the background there the Eiffel Tower, and again we have a very brooding and moody looking character, very nicely greyed out with this sheen that has been applied to this steelbook. It is a UK PAL region disc, or discs. It is a double disc affair. Let's have a look inside and see what contents we have. And as I say, we have here a double disc affair, both nicely done with some artwork as well, which we always of course very much like to see. This is the disc itself. It's a 12 certificate, so it allows for a little bit of the old violence and more adult themes, but of course also involving a more general audience, so getting a wider appreciation, which is fantastic stuff. Second disc here is the bonus disc. And of course we also have in this Blu-ray special edition the ultraviolet digital copy, which I guess this actually is. And who actually uses these ultraviolet copies? To me, Ultraviolet was a film with Mila Jovovich, not a disc edition that I'm ever likely to use in ultraviolet digital copy form. But if anybody out there does, and I'm missing out on something, please do let me know. But there we are, there we have the double discs, and what we have of course here behind the discs themselves in the exterior behind is what we love to see, and that is the artwork. Very nicely done, and it's done in a style of a London newspaper back at a century or two ago. Very much again greyed out in that old style, but again very crisply done, and it is always, as I say, so very, very nice to be able to see. Reverse artwork, interior, reverse, behind artwork, behind the discs, sets off these steelbooks to a T. And it is a delight to see. Loving that, absolutely loving it. Much as I loved the first movie, Sherlock Holmes film, and it's great to see Robert Downey Jr. back as Holmes, along with Jude Law, as I say, not as Dr. Holmes, but as Dr. Watson. And in a great supporting role, of course, from Jude Law. Very good to see the two of them reprising their roles from what proved to be a very, very successful movie at the box office. and again, indeed, it did do big business on DVD and Blu-ray. This time out, we also have the original Girl with a Dragon Tattoo in the movie, and that, of course, is starlet Naomi Rapace, or Rapace. Unusual name, but I think we all know who she is from the original Dragon Tattoo movies. And in this, she is a gypsy. So cross her palm with silver, and who knows where we go. But a hot property at the moment she is, and soon also to be seen in the highly anticipated Alien franchise Prometheus. And truly together a fireproof combo under the direction of Ridley Scott. Very much looking forward to that later in the summer. Here with Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, as it is, of course, part 2, Sherlock Holmes 2, but it's subtext by the title, A Game of Shadows. We have Holmes' arch-nemesis, Professor Moriarty, as played by Jared Harris, and stepping out of the shadows, much like Cliff Richard, perhaps, keeping to a more than a Christmas hit with this one, with viewers. But a game of strategic chess plays out between Holmes and Moriarty in the classic themes of the written book, the novels. And Holmes and Moriarty are here in an action-packed sequel filled with strategy, intrigue and revenge. This one is again directed by original director Guy Ritchie of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels fame, and who is earmarked, of course, to direct the next updated version of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. That could be very cool indeed. And I wonder who we would like to see in the lead roles of Napoleon Solo and Ilya Kuryakin, of course first made famous by stars Robert Vaughn and David McCallum. Just as long as Guy Ritchie's ex-Mrs. Madonna doesn't pop up as the leader of Thrush. Now that would be Like a Virgin, just seems to be wrong today. Leading Thrush and having a hit with Like a Virgin. Not two that we would like to combine, perhaps. But anyway, Sherlock Holmes star Robert Downey Jr. still remains the main man to watch for me, and looking very much forward to seeing him reprise his role as Tony Stark, better known as Iron Man, of course, and currently seen as Iron Man in the box office record-breaking The Avengers. Thor, blimey, what a hulk of a smash that already is. So much so that The Avengers 2 is a certainty, and along with Robert Downey Jr. donning the Iron Suit again for an Iron Man 3-quel in 2013. So many good comic book character type movies coming out from Hollywood. Excellent stuff, really excited by all of them, very, very much so indeed. Can't beat a bit of comic book characterization and goodness. Love the comic book style, and very much, of course, love the comic book style transferred to the big screen with iconic movie characters. And none come more iconic, of course, than Sherlock Holmes. As I say, more from a novel, though, than a comic book, but I'm sure there has been a comic book adaptation of Sherlock Holmes at some stage. Anybody knowing of that, do, in the comments below, let me know. Look forward to chatting about that. But anyway, getting back to the Avengers and Iron Man and Thor and the Hulk and such movies, it is, of course, a stark contrast to the bad boy reputation that Robert Downey Jr. had just a decade or so ago. And Downey Jr. truly has become a larger-than-life comic book marvel. And on that note, until next time, thanks for watching, take care, see you all soon, YouTube Avengers assemble, bye for now. Sherlock Holmes, back with us again. Sherlock Holmes, the Avenger way back then. We want more We want more! 3 and 4!